Hello everyone and welcome to Ambition Season 14. This season we are going to be playing an FFA with a custom game mode called Isolation. This game mode was created by Mischievous and myself, and it involves a series of different game modes and changes which attempts to make the player feel lost, isolated, and alone. It includes self-diagnosis and move 00, along with no tab, no chat, and no leaving, joining, or death messages. Thus, players will not know their own health or the health of other players, along with who is left in the game or where to find them. At the end of every episode, each player will be messaged their current health and the number of players remaining in the game. We will be playing on a 2000 by 2000 map with 23 players, and everyone will start with 5 minutes of starter saturation. Nether will be on, but portal trapping and camping are not allowed. Strength potions are off, along with tier 2 potions. Golden heads will be on, healing 3 hearts each, while absorption will be off. Horses are off, but donkeys are allowed. And each episode will last 20 minutes long, PvP being enabled at the start of episode 2, permaday at the start of episode 5, and meetup will be called at the start of episode 6. This season we have 4 new players joining us. So we have, oh gosh, I just fell. We have Cappy Rappy, Lego Beast, Texel, and honestly Steph. And before we go over all the players, I just wanted to say thank you to Tommy for the server, and Mischievous, who couldn't be here tonight, to help create the script in the game mode, and he wanted me to tell Bobby to think of him when he digs down later. Okay, now let's do all the players. So we have the 4 new players that I introduced: Flap, Short Gamer, Miles1 Baseball, Sneak Snag, Zeniker, Bobby the Turtle, Green Galaxy, 82 Gamer, aka Greg Killer 93, Dribbler, Plant1 Fish, Lobster, Jacob Craft, Chippy Toothy, Epic Sackville, Infinite Turbine, Bertree, Tommy SX, Oddballer, and myself. Alright, and now without any further ado, let's begin Ambition Season 14.
Your channel.
Why is the Jew here?
Alright.
Dibscraft?
Here, we all lose.
Question: Did you? I wasn't actually listening to what you were saying. You did.
Good luck, you fucking bitches.
Wait, did we do the intro yet?
Again? I forgot.
Wait, can we start again? I blinked.
Do I have to record?
I blinked. I don't remember what happened.
Dude, I'm colorblind. I can't hear.
I missed.
I just got super mega AIDS. I gotta go.
Yeah, got it.
Are you gonna take a shit?
That's a real bad.
Great news all around.
That's pretty good.
Alright, guys, I'll be right back. I have to go. Die.
Oh,
We're all
sure.
staying
Just a heads up.
right?
During the intro, I just typed in the chat that I fucked your mom. I also wrote in chat later that I dug down into Bobby's mother.
Oh my god.
Okay, Tom.
Tommy is like, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my whole life.
So just
So cute.
I'm
Hey Bertree, how's it going?
I'm really excited to kill my deck.
Wait, Bobby.
I'm really excited to kill
Wait,
Bertree.
so can I like?
Done
Can I scatter?
Bobby, I thought Izzy was your.
No, hold on one
girlfriend.
second. Oh, a bunch of people are
I
still
don't
here.
think my dad appreciates
Hold on, this is
that.
actually important. Guys, everyone needs to make sure that they leave TS or hide TS so they don't see the people in the dead channel.
Oh, yeah, true. Just turn off.
I'll have Steam in the background so it's darker for my webcam, so it's fun.
Oh yeah, you can just do the hide channel.
Just
thing.
No, fuck
vape.
you.
Or you can just like leave.
I love vaping.
What's the new password?
Wait, so Cookie, like,
I had no idea. Well, I didn't know what the fuck the skin was. Info. I was like, who the fuck is that?
I love marijuanas.
He just laughs at the black guy for no reason.
We're all staying in this camp.
Hello everyone and welcome to Ambition Season 14. This right here is the second attempt of, well, not second attempt, but second go that we've had tonight. We just had to start an hour later than we planned to, and now it's 10 p.m. So I haven't played or recorded around this late ever, I don't think. So if I make it to meetup, I'm gonna be going to bed after midnight, which, I mean, isn't that big of a deal. I do it on a regular basis anyway, but still gonna be something. So, yeah. Some things had to happen in the past hour, such as we had to restart because of the fact that the self-diagnosis plugin was not showing our hunger. And everybody was capable of sprinting and everything, but then people just started taking random damage, so we had to restart. Which actually I'm sort of happy with, because I had not so great of a spawn in the first try, so I will gladly take this opportunity to have a hopefully better game. The unfortunate thing about us restarting is that I had quite literally some of my best commentary, or some of my best FFA commentary, yet. At least what I believe to be some of my best commentary yet, FFA-wise. So I'm just gonna quickly kill this stuff, and we're gonna go search for more chickens, hopefully, or more cows, or more just food in general, I guess. I really badly want a lot of feathers, because I do not plan on meleeing, like, at all this season, unless the person is, like, 100% guaranteed not having pots. If I see somebody with pots, unless it's meetup, I'm digging down and I just took fall damage for absolutely no reason. That's great. So, we're not Iron Man, that's great. Anyway, we're just gonna keep going along here. I think that was half a heart. Hopefully it was half a heart, not a full heart. But yeah, so, we're playing Self-Diagnosis. Certainly an interesting game mode, to say the least. I would actually consider it one of my favorite game modes. However, a lot of people don't like it, so we'll see how this goes. Because I personally, obviously, am a fan of it, as I've said. I actually hosted, or planned to host, oh my god, I cannot speak right now, a self-diagnosis game on my own, publicly to the UHC Matches subreddit, which is where most of the Reddit games are hosted. Unfortunately, I never did so. Anyway, I don't really know what I'm going to talk about. I guess I could bring back up the topic that I had from the first go that we had, which was high school. So obviously high school is certainly an interesting time in most people's lives. Obviously it's where a lot of responsibility comes into play, and on top of that you have a bunch of things that you need to learn that will affect, for the most part, the rest of your life, and you also acquire many more social skills from such high school experience, I suppose. And that's one of the interesting things, because high school is almost over for me. By the time this gets released, it's going to be summertime, so I'll be out of school. But as of us recording, I still have a few days remaining. So, we'll see how that goes for me. Either way, for those of you unaware, I am a junior in high school, which means that I only have 1 year left. This is, of course, the American schooling system. For those of you in Europe, it would be college that I'm currently in, I believe, and uni is what I'm going into in the future. In European terms, of course, at least I think, from my understanding of what the English schools are like. Aside from the fact, obviously, that, what was I going to say? Aside from the fact that most, whatchamacallit. What am I? Just fuck that. So yeah, anyway, high school is certainly interesting. It's not only, a great moment, or, great phase of our lives, but it's also one of the most, embarrassing, I guess, or, difficult to deal with times of our lives as well. And I say that because many things come into play, such as anxiety, depression, stress, and just overall affect the way that everybody feels about their lives, I guess you could say. And to be honest, I mean, it is good that that sort of happens at the same time as it's not, because it exposes everyone to what they're going to have to deal with in the world for the remainder of their lives. Unfortunately, the childhood that we all grow up with is not what it's going to stay as. You all have to grow up and be responsible one day. If you do not already know that, for some reason, which is actually probably a good portion of people watching right now. I don't know, I haven't looked at my ratings YouTube-wise, but I believe, just off of a guess, that most of my viewers are probably below the age of 17. I say most, not all, most. So yeah, that's a thing. We're just gonna get out of here because I feel like I could get a better cave, and I want to go back and try and see if I got any more apples from those trees. I also would like to preferably find more feathers, because, as I said earlier, I don't plan on meleeing, so we're just gonna go back over to the trees that we cut down, see if any more apples dropped, and then continue on our way. Now this is gonna be an interesting season of ambition for me, because the past 2 seasons, for those unaware, I have won. The past 2 seasons, for those unaware, Chippy Toothy has also won, if you count the tie from season 12 as both of us winning, which I do and he does as well. So yeah, it's certainly gonna be an interesting time. I don't know where I cut down my trees. I think it was right here, yeah. So yeah, Chippy, Cappy, Epic Sackville, a few of those other people are all threats to me in this game, unfortunately. Hopefully none of them get incredibly OP gear. In the first go of this, actually, Epic Sackville had obtained 16 diamonds within 15 minutes, so thankfully we're still not playing the first attempt, because that would have just sucked a little bit. The pack I'm using, for those unaware, is an unreleased Faithful pack made by Tommy. He and I are both using each other's recently made Faithful packs. The one that I'm releasing for 3K is the one that he is using, and I don't know when he plans on releasing this one, if ever. So yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys enjoy my perspective of the season, because I'm certainly going to try and make it as enjoyable as possible to watch. But quickly, let's just dive back to the topic of high school, considering I have something to talk about that actually happened to me specifically today. Today I went to the school office. What for, you might ask? Well, I was a bad boy, and I skipped classes on a regular schedule, and the teachers realized this because of the way that my school takes attendance, and they reported it to the office. And the first thing, of course, that ran through my mind was, how the fuck am I gonna get out of this? Well, I'm not entirely out of it yet, per se, but I will say that I am in the process of getting out of it. So what basically happened was, I was called down to the office, the principal talked to me and whatnot, as would happen when you get called down to the office, about how I missed a few classes in a row. And I straight up lied to him. I said that, hey, you know what, I was there. I haven't missed a single class. And that, quite honestly, was one of the stupidest fucking mistakes I'd ever made. Because I know for a fact that he saw straight through my lie. Because he said immediately after I said that you don't have to be afraid to tell me if you skipped, I won't suspend you or anything. And of course, I'm not afraid of that. I don't care about being suspended. I mean, aside from the fact that it would, I think, be reported to colleges, being suspended at their last few days of school is really not that big of a deal to me, nor is it a big deal to anyone else, most likely. Especially, like, why would you be suspended for skipping class? It sounds like the most stupid thing ever. Which obviously is something that wouldn't happen, because he literally just said so. But yeah, anyway. It was certainly an interesting time. I was shaking when I walked down to the school office, because I didn't know what it was about, and then as soon as I sat down in the office and he said the name of my teacher for that class, I'm like, oh yeah, it's about this. I'm a fucking idiot. So basically, I can't skip for the rest of the year, without being, obviously, talked to again, probably. Which, I mean, isn't really that big of a deal. I don't care too much. Unfortunately, it's just the way stuff happens, I guess. I mean, I could skip school in general, but I don't really feel like doing that, especially since there's only 2 days left, and it's about to be time to do stuff anyway. But actually, I don't think I mentioned it yet. Infinite Turbine, you may have seen him in the verbal intro that we did. He is not playing the game anymore because of the fact that we started too late for him, so he cannot play anymore, which is unfortunate. I like Infinite a lot, and I'm sure everybody else here does as well in Ambition, so it does suck that he's incapable of playing. Either way, this hopefully will go good for us. I don't have too many feathers, which is something I'm not very happy about, but otherwise, I think we're doing pretty good. I would like to find a surface cave if possible, so we're just going to run around here for a few minutes. I don't really like that I'm still on the surface, but I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. Hopefully I should be able to get ironed up fairly quickly, and we'll be on our merry way. Especially since I already have 17 iron in my possession. Another thing I could talk about is the most recent popular game, I guess, that has come into the sights of the UHC community, which is Overwatch, of course. I recently got it mainly because most of my friends had it, and I was like, hey, you know what? Why not give it a try? And honestly, quite frankly, it's one of my favorite games ever. Like, I can say that 100% now. It may die out. My interest for it may die out later, but as of now, it's definitely, I love it more than Minecraft, honestly, and I love it more than Pokemon as well. And I love Pokemon with, like, all my being, literally. Like, I'm a huge Poke dork. Like, I've literally been playing Pokemon for as long as I can remember. My first game I got was Sapphire, shortly followed by Pokemon Fire Red. So, of course, I didn't play any of the originals until one of my friends offered me a copy of Pokemon Yellow. But that's beside the point. So yeah, that's certainly something that could be considered a valuable aspect of my life. And of course, a lot of people are probably going to say, oh, Pokemon's for kids, lol. Why are you still playing? I mean, there's also a lot of people who still watch, well, most of the people who watch SpongeBob don't even have kids. Just to let you know that. 25% of SpongeBob's audience is adults with no kids. Which, I mean, SpongeBob originally actually was supposed to be on Comedy Central for some of the references that it had, so I suppose it's not 100% a kids show. However, I haven't watched SpongeBob recently at all, so I couldn't tell you if the references still occur to this day on the show. If they do, and I were to watch, I would certainly likely notice them immediately, considering I am almost an adult, because I am currently 17 years old, about to be 18 this coming December, which, by the way, is very soon. 2016 is one of the shortest years right now, by far, for me at least. Let me just quickly get rid of all this shit, because I don't want to die to lava. That's certainly not one of my priorities. So we're just going to quickly smelt some shit up. And that's going to be included, and we're going to also make another furnace to split our iron somewhat equally so that it's not sitting here trying to smelt and stuff. But yeah, I am using Fulbright. That may bite me in the ass later in the game. I don't know. If it begins to, I'll just probably start using torches, but for the time being, I am using Fulbright because I would prefer not to just waste the time mining the coal to get good old stuff. I'm gonna need to get more coal, actually, speaking of. Let's see if we can find some in the close vicinity that we have here. There's some right there. That's really it for the cave. There's lapis right there. There's coal. Yeah, I guess this is it for the cave for now. Oh, never mind. I hear more lava. But yeah, we'll come back here in a bit when we have a water bucket, so we're not entirely screwed by this game. I definitely want to get that gold as well. That would certainly be nice. So yeah, this is certainly one of the most intimidating recorded rounds that I'm going to play in the coming while, I guess. Mainly because it's Ambition. I've always done pretty well in Ambition, so if I don't do as well, obviously, people probably won't be too thrilled, because they probably come to watch my perspective to see me do well. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you come here to watch me just to watch me, I don't know. I don't know why you watch. I'm not a professional in understanding the viewership of my Minecraft YouTube viewers. Actually, you know what, speaking of that, by the way, I know a lot of people probably would not support the idea, but I'm considering making Overwatch videos just because I enjoy the game that much. Unfortunately, I did try to stream the game the other day, and it didn't work out too well for me because my FPS spiked a lot, and on top of that, all my current streaming issues that I have, which are constant frame rate spike and internet lag at random moments for absolutely no reason. So, obviously those are two big influences as to why I haven't been streaming much at all recently. I would love to stream because, quite frankly, I love live interaction, especially with people who watch me on a fairly regular basis. That would be pretty neat. In case you're looking for it this season, I guess, and in the case that you weren't paying attention to the verbal intro in which Koki described it, tab is disabled, so that's going to be certainly something interesting because I'm used to constantly pressing tab and seeing people's faces and whatnot, so now that I won't be seeing it, it's going to be sort of interesting and weird to get used to. I knew there was going to be more stuff up here, I just had a feeling. So hopefully we can get a good cave out of this cave. We already have a bit of gold, so that's nice. I would like to find a mine shaft, however I don't think that's likely. I also would like to get more chickens later in the game, which I feel is more likely than getting a mine shaft. In all honesty, mine shafts are sort of, I'd say they're sort of common. Like, I know a lot of people who get them every game. Cough, shut up, Brick, cough. But there's also a lot of people like myself who get them on very rare occasions. Most of those occasions being when I dig down in the swamp, actually, fun fact. Which is certainly something odd. I'm not sure if it was planned to be that way. Also, I don't know if this is using ore limit or not, because Tommy very quickly set up this map because we had to change. But yeah, this is certainly going to be an interesting season, I think. Mainly because it's going to involve a lot of guessing as to who did what, because obviously death messages are not broadcasted. Which, I talked to Tommy about this actually. It's sort of depressing in a way, because one of the glories about getting a kill is knowing that you got a kill and showing it to everyone. And of course, in this game mode you can't do that, so yeah, I mean, it's certainly something, but it's not too big of a deal. For example, if Miles were to get a kill, everybody would freak out, and we wouldn't know if he gets a kill now because of the fact that this game mode is something interesting. Actually, very quickly here, I'm going to make the books that I can make and then just throw out the remainder of my leather for inventory. We're going to go back over here because I don't believe the rest of this cave means anything to me. I'm going to grab this lapis because I narrowly forgot to do that. But yeah, thankfully we did fix the issue that we had the first time around with self-diagnosis, which, if I haven't mentioned it yet, is the steak. And I feel like the episode is definitely about to end. I feel like it's going to. I have a very high assumption that the episode is about to end, because it feels like it's been 20 minutes by now for sure. So I'm actually quite surprised as to how it hasn't ended yet. We may just have to be going off of our own guessing, I guess, if the timer doesn't go off, or Tommy's gonna have to set up a timer and broadcast it or something. I don't know. Either way, I have no idea what I'm doing with this cave. See, part of me hopes that ore limiter's off, but at the same time I know that it's gonna be on. Or if it is on, or if it is off, that everybody else is going to get almost the exact same thing, so it sort of sucks in that way in 1.8. It's just like everybody's so good at caving now. Well, not everybody. There's a few people who still suck at it, but in all honesty, caving isn't that hard if you know what you're doing. I'm gonna help up if roller coastering is allowed actually very quickly here, because I need to know that. Help up roller coastering. Very quickly we're gonna do that, and we're gonna try and see if we can't find any good old diamond Daroonies, although I don't see any here, so it doesn't look like I'm going to, which is unfortunate. Alright, there's the end of episode 1. See you guys next time.